So let's start. Okay, where is the mind? It is here or scattered. Leke aao, wherever it is. See, the mind has so many voices. Okay, just like you have so many roles, the mind also has so many voices. Like now, there'll be different somebody speaking inside. 10 minutes before, somebody else was speaking something. It's the same image, but speaking different things. So one mind will say, "Chalna, temple jate hain." One mind will say, "Arey nahi yaar, let's go for the cinema." One mind will say, let's go to Goa. One mind will say, let's go to Rishikesh. You know, so these are just examples, but there are many minds saying so many things simultaneously that I fail to hear my inner voice. So when we say, listen to your inner voice, that's you. Listen to the truth, that is you. From where? Where are we going to listen to this inner voice? Where is the inner voice? So then we confuse it with the mind. What we feel is, जो voice मंदिर जाने बोल रहा है ना, वही inner voice होगा, because it is showing me correct direction. There also another mind has come. It's not necessary that going here is right, going there is wrong. It is in what state of mind you go. It's not what you do, it's how you do. This is a very important statement. It is never what we do that's important, it's how we do that is important. Like doing a puja with some violence in the mind or maybe some tension in the mind, chalo, is of no use. Whereas maybe cooking food or even in a mall, maybe you're in a mall, but deep inside you're very peaceful, you're very joyful, very much in the present moment. That is not sin, that's punya. Being in the moment is truth. Being in the future and the past, if you try to see yourself, the mind is never in the present. It's in the future or in the past. That very clearly is untruth. So we are trying to understand Satya. And what we thought was statements are Satya. Like Krishna ne Arjun ko ye bola, that is Satya. And God said this, it is God's words, so it is truth. No, right now, what you feel in the present moment, if you are in the present moment, that is truth. Doesn't matter what you're doing. Really doesn't matter. So we need to check in which action of ours or how many moments in a day are we right here and now. This we need to check. Otherwise, we are constantly living a lie. This is a very big statement. We are constantly in a lie because if you're in the future, it's not even born. So it's not the truth, correct? And what the past, it is dead, it's finished, it's over. And it's like walking in the graveyard. So that is also dead. So then what are you doing there? So that it could be a very beautiful past, okay? I'm not speaking about a gory past. What beautiful moments we spent. Uske andar, if you're mulling all the time, every present moment of yours right now, what you're supposed to do, you're missing. You're there or you're there in the past or the future. So that's not the truth. Both are lies. What is truth is right now, right here, wherever you are is the truth. If your mind is here, it's the truth. It doesn't matter what action you're doing. Really doesn't matter. That's what we say, give your 100%. Giving the 100% is where the mind is right here. Actually, if the mind is right here, there can be no mind. The mind doesn't have an identity in the present moment. The mind's identity is established only in the past and the future. In the present moment, there is only the pure intelligence that will reflect through the, plain mind. It's a reflective mind at that moment. The identity of the mind is not there. It's like a plain glass mirror, that's all. So imagine this state in a day, how many times do we achieve? This is something we need to reflect on. The problem with these sessions is this journey is more tough because we have to do self-work. It was easier when we have to only listen. Because then we can say, so nice, I enjoyed the session, it was amazing, and mujhe bahut acha laga, and there were very good points, and one or two I can apply, and something like that. Here, everything we have to apply. So it's a constant work. And this we are not prepared for. So if the session has fewer and fewer people, I'm not surprised. So this journey is tough. It's practical, more hard work, face to face. Okay. So when we are doing yoga on the mat, suppose all of those of us who are, I think almost all of us do a little bit of yoga on the yoga mat. Remember that come what may, no violence on the mat. Okay, come what may. Do not have any kind of, excuse me, any kind of violence on the mat. Okay, I'll tell you how we do. We won't fight. What we do is we push ourselves to the point where we can get pain. There is a good pain and there is a bad pain. So when we are pushing, sometimes we don't do properly. That's not the right way. When you do properly, you'll feel a light pull. That's slight pain. That's correct. It's trying to develop. It's trying to stretch. It's trying to flex the muscle, or it's trying to strengthen. But when we push too hard, because somebody is doing a better thing than me, then it's violence. Or I want to do that one, that pose, right now. Then we are in violence. So be very careful on the yoga mat. Be very, very careful. Go very peacefully. Don't push yourself to, destruction. Then it's violence. So like this violence comes in unknowingly. Okay. So don't do too much, but do good enough. Then, yeah, as we spoke, the truth and the inner voice. Now, how are you going to find the inner voice? From where will the voice come? Is it not already speaking? Think about it. Because it is. There is a feeble voice within you. Why feeble? Actually, it's not feeble. It's quite loud. But it sounds feeble because the mind has been divided into sections, and each section of the mind or part of the mind is screaming aloud. Screaming aloud. Ye karna hai, wo karna hai. This one is speaking office, one is speaking this, one is speaking that, one is speaking mother-in-law, one is speaking family, etc., health, etc. 100 things are going on. उसके बीच में उसका आवाज नहीं सुन रहा है. Actually, मंदिर का घंटी भी नहीं सुनेगा. Imagine in a crowded marketplace, if there is a temple in some corner ringing the bell, we can't hear it. Now imagine the crowded marketplace shuts down, total silence. क्या था कोविड में जो डाल दिया था restriction, okay, पूरा closed down, locked down. तभी अगर टेम्पल में घंटी बजेगा तो सुनेगा. So actually during COVID, surprisingly, we could hear our inner voice, and that became scary for us. Half of us went into depression because actually we could hear the voice inside, and we got scared because we had nothing to do and there was no sound outside. And however much sound we make in the house or in the mind, the voice could be still heard. So that led us into certain, depressive states, because we could see a lot of muck which was there in front of us, which who we are. But that's the truth. It's okay. Over the years, we have gathered a lot of images, lot of masks. Like we have a child with us, but she has not experienced so much of life. But whatever little she sees in school, I'm sure she must be also, Ritika, don't you face some jealousy from other children? And I think you surely face a lot of stuff, right? So yeah, you understand, right, what I'm saying? Yeah, so we are much older and much experienced, and we have many more colorful masks on us. The older we get, like, we have more masks, because all the lifetime we are trying to save face. हम लोग क्या इज्जत और क्या बचाने के चक्कर में, I don't know what इज्जत we have, but इज्जत बचाने के चक्कर में इतना सारा चेहरा डाल दिया that today I don't know who I am. That's the only reason. So then in those, we want to find our face, and in so many voices, I want to find my voice. This is the challenge for us in Patanjali Sutras, okay? How truth helps? Truth helps because when you start seeking the truth, things will come in front of you. Your own things, your own truths. It can be reflected through someone in front of you or through you. Doesn't matter. Look at them. Yeah, Nisha is asking how to distinguish between inner voice and right voice. Inner voice is the right voice. It doesn't matter what it tells you to do. Inner voice is the right voice. There is no right and wrong, actually. Actually, there is no right and wrong. So the inner voice is the voice. So inner voice could be saying, sit where you are, don't move. But the outer, the different other voices that we have say, अरे सुबह से बैठी है, कुछ तो कर, do that, do this, चलेगा, it doesn't matter, take the mala, do the japa. There is a kind of, fanaticism kind of thing. ऐसे नहीं है. The one that is peaceful is actually your inner voice. The one which is calm is your inner voice. The one which is joyful and in a state of samatvam is the inner voice. It doesn't matter what it tells you to do. Doesn't matter. It is the outer voices that, see, the inner voice is only one. Whereas if there are too many, understand that ये inner voice नहीं है. ये ऊपर के voices हैं बहुत सारे. So you then, try to shut them up. Okay, you quiet, 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 quiet. And then when you quieten, you'll actually hear what the inner voice is saying. It's a deep feeling which will come from within. It won't be like a voice as such thing, but it will be very clear message for you. That time we have to take that. We usually don't hear that because we most of the times choose not to hear that because our desire says something else. Like when I am, suppose, right in the middle of the night, somebody has brought ice cream and it's right in front of me. My inner voice has already said no to it. But my outer voice says, kya farak padta hai? I'll have warm water after that and this and that. And we convince ourselves and we forget to hear the inner voice because my desire was stronger than my voice. So my desire made a contra voice. Proxy बिठाया उसने and that voice decided to talk loudly so that my inner voice is shut down. This is a challenging thing because the inner voice will always say, always, come what may, it will speak. So no, don't get confused. You will know the difference if you calm down. If we are very much, in a very confused state of mind, there will be 100 voices saying 100 things. We have to learn to calm down. We have to. We don't. So when you feel there are 2, 3, 4 voices saying different things, and you want to hear your inner voice, you have to sit down, actually. Sit down, take deep breaths, center yourself. Okay, then chant mantras. Then after a while, when the mind is quiet, no more voices, that time you will hear very clearly your inner voice. But to reach that state, we should be able to sit in one place without external and internal disturbance. Where we lock ourselves in Devi Puja, generally when we do the Devi Puja, we do a Dikbandaha. Okay, in Lalita, wherever we start, we do a Dikbandaha like this. If you've seen Pujaris, they will be doing this. Okay, so this is where in the mantras, first I will close all my, that's Pratyahara. Basically what they are trying to teach in the Devi Sadhana also is Pratyahara. Sab kuch andar lena hai, all the senses turn inwards. Okay, we do from the, all the, I'll teach you all sometime. All that, everything, all the senses are taken inside and then you do a Dikbandha. Dikbandha is, I'm closing the gates now. And now when I close my gate, it is me and the Devi, me and my God, me and my whatever, whichever, if you're doing the Shiva or the Krishna, it doesn't matter. So the God and the divine and you are now locked inside and no external disturbance can enter me now. So the prayer retains within me. That's how. And then you do the reverse and then come out of it into the samsara. So these things are there. So this we need to do so that it's like a protection also, wherein no external disturbance can stop my prayer. So when you sit down also for any chanting or anything, make sure that external disturbances are taken care of. That's a commitment that you should make. Everybody, all of you. Like if you want to sit for 1 hour for a session or for your prayer or for whatever reason you want to, like your yoga maybe you're doing, tell your family members, come what may, unless you're dying, don't disturb me. This is my instruction in my house. Straightforward. किसी को कुछ हो गया तो ही phone करो, yeah, you come and talk to me, otherwise no need to disturb you, do your work. No disturbance. You have to be very clear. It's your time. If we don't value our time, nobody is going to value it for us. Nobody. So you have to be very strict. When it is your prayer and your work, you have to be strict. You should say, this is my time. I give you your time. This is, it's like if your child is writing an exam, will you go and disturb? Now it's online. Will you go and say, "Dekho, chai chahiye, coffee chahiye?" No, you'll be quiet and allowing the child to, write the exam. So when you're doing something, why cannot the family members support you? Think of it. I'm not blaming the family members. I'm blaming us only. We are not giving importance to what we are doing. We think it's okay. It's not that important. That exam is more important. This for me is not important. So if you give less importance, they will also give less importance. It's not their fault. Everybody understands. So you have to tell them, whenever you're doing yoga, you plan your day, your yoga, your sessions, or your own knowledge talk. If you're listening to anything on YouTube also, make a specific time. Don't do too much of random listening. So make a specific time, keep the chant on, listen, sit down and do it. It's your sadhana. It's your way of calming the mind. Okay, so make your routine when you're doing yoga, like suppose 1 hour of asana you're doing, tell everybody, don't disturb me in this 1 hour. But for that, whatever everybody needs in the family should also be taken care of. So if somebody needs tea, somebody needs breakfast, somebody is leaving for work, they need the tiffin, please prepare everything, keep everything in advance, and then become free and sit. For that, we need to plan. For that, we need discipline. So we are back to square one. So if right now you feel somebody is disturbing you in a session or while listening or while praying, that means the discipline part is lacking in us. If it's a planned thing, everybody can understand what needs to be done when, and they will not disturb. Okay, so like if I'm going to work at 9 o'clock, I'm leaving the house, I'll cook everything, keep everything ready, talk to everyone, and then leave. I won't do half now because I can't. Now it's online, so we can come back. We can put the video off, do some work. And so that has destroyed our life to a certain extent, sadly. Because when it's in a live class, nobody can walk out. Nobody can switch off the video. Nobody can go anywhere. So that means now the discipline is less compared to a real class. In a real class, we have to quietly sit. Or we have to say, madam, we have to leave and leave, which is okay. But here we can just switch off and maybe not attend. Or maybe attend little, or maybe do our work little and then do. So then the commitment part reduces. So all these things you keep in mind for wherever you are going to do something in life, not now. Now you all are seated, I know. Point is when you are like, suppose I think Surya Amnish is a teacher, I think, right? So yeah. You're a teacher? No. Okay. So there is somebody like, I think Simran takes tuitions, whatever work you're doing basically. So suppose you're doing something, then at that time you remember that any work, the other person needs to be with you. Only then you do it. If they are off video, then you just, stop doing it because you're wasting your time. Yeah, you're wasting your time. They're not maybe actually there. So if the rest of them want, like if there are 20 students in a class, if Karthik was saying, Mom, we usually switch off our videos. I said, I would leave the class. I would not be a teacher for such a class, 100%. Because who am I doing it for? It's worthless. So that also it shows lack of commitment. Kids are playing games on the side while listening to the teacher. A lot of things are happening. We can make out looking at the face that, okay, they're not paying attention. So all this is now resulting in lack of commitment. So preferably real class is better for everyone, even for children especially, because attention is very difficult to be held on this. They say, I'm attending a lecture, Mom, and on the side they may be on the mobile, they may be playing a game. We don't know. We don't know. So commitment is reducing, and that will eventually reduce the self-discipline of the person or the child. So then over a period of time, in the next couple of years, mark my words, we are going to face more trouble now because of this lack of discipline. Actually, this is a boon, actually this is a boon that we can meet people from all over the world and be together and do so many things. It's a big boon, but it can eventually lead to lack of commitment and interest also. Because I can do multitasking in this area. I can be on another mail and I can be listening, and then I'll be showing my attendance, and this will kind of clutter the brain over a period of time if this continues. So preferably, if you whenever it gets open, please get into a physical class. Okay, this is good where we can't meet, where people want to join and they are far away, then it helps. But wherever nearby people are there, please get in together, because then where the attendance is pakka. So wherever you all are working or wherever you all are, make sure of this point. Okay. So then now we'll go to peace follows truth, because we are into Satya and Ahimsa. Peace follows truth naturally. Okay. And truth leads to peace. How? See, when you tell the truth, don't you feel peaceful? Now, suppose you had to tell a lie, for whatever reason, you're not peaceful inside. That inner voice, no, that time is doing tandav inside, because it's not happy for telling the lie. Okay, so you're feeling low, you're not feeling very peaceful. So when you tell the truth, whatever it is, you told the truth, inner voice, inner being is peaceful. And when suppose you're very peaceful, you're bound naturally, you'll tell the truth. You won't tell a lie. It's only when you're hassled or you're in, kind of a mess, that's when you will start uttering, bluttering, whatever it is, lies. Lies aata hai tabhi. But when you're lies have to be managed, Radhika, very true. Because it also takes more attention, unnecessarily. I told one lie, and even remembered, because who will remember? उसको याद रखना पड़ता है कि यहाँ पे मैंने ये झूठ बोला था, otherwise you'll get caught. And most of the time we get caught. So it's an unnecessary thing. It's either you tell or you don't tell. It's okay. But when you tell, it's better to tell the truth. Haan, Baba, I did this. Or I went there. Baat kar do. So it's so simple sometimes, and we simply complicate it. So don't get that. And now we'll move to Asteya. Okay. So the first one was Ahimsa. Next was Satya, truth. Okay. Truth, remember always, most important is truth to the self. Okay. One more thing was there is the 2.35, the sutras which we have taken. So 2.35 was Ahimsa Pratisthayam. Okay. Tat Sannidhau Vairatyagaha, means when they are saying, Patanjali is saying that when I have mastered Ahimsa, what results is that whereas the enmity or the hostile behavior, hostility, all this is gone. All this is gone. Naturally, I don't have to leave the enemies just disappear from in front of me. So when I start becoming more and more non-violent from within, the violence outside reduces naturally. And the enemies, like they say in certain scriptures, Ajat Shatru, means that person doesn't have any Shatru, enemy less. If I have no enemies today, or I have very few enemies, then I am on the path of Ahimsa. Simple. The more enemies you have, more people jealous of you, more people hating you, more people becoming violent towards you, means I have not mastered Ahimsa. Believe me, I have only spoken Ahimsa. Gandhiji was shot dead. We need to think on these things. He mastered to a large extent, but there were still enemies left. Very, very rare few people, okay, can actually master Ahimsa. Because it's not easy. It's not easy. So you have to think on these things, that when violence comes upon you, that time you think that, okay, I have still not mastered this. I still hold violence within me. That's why it's coming to me. That's why it's coming to me. But even if it comes once or once a month or once in 15 days, you should remember that thoda bahut hai, still work left, work in progress, which is cool, We all are work in progress. That's perfect. But reaching that stage is not impossible. Lot of people, even Buddha, first he faced an issue that somebody spat on him, and then he said, do you know the story where Buddha is sitting and somebody comes and is very angry and they spit on his face, and that person, and Buddha is very quiet. He doesn't say anything, very quiet. That fellow walks out. Says, because his sons and all are coming to Buddha and sitting, they're very young sons, and they are listening to all this and sitting in meditation, and Buddha is not speaking anything, quiet. So everybody says, my sons, instead of doing the business, learning, going to school, they're sitting here and learning, being quiet. Look at Zindagi Barbad Ho Gaya. He's very upset. He's right in his space. He's angry with Buddha for misleading his children, is what he says. And he goes and, because he's unable to speak, he spits on his face. Buddha doesn't do anything. He's very quiet. Next day, that man regrets it. He feels, what did I do? And it's really not worth it. So he goes and he falls on his feet, Buddha's feet, and says, sorry. I mean, I really shouldn't have done what I did. Buddha looks up and says, what did you do? So he says, you forgot. Yesterday he came and spat on your face. So he says, yesterday who came and spat on my face and today who is asking for forgiveness are two different people. I don't recognize them as the same one. Yesterday जो आया था वो गुस्से वाला कोई और था, and today who has come is a very humble individual who has come to seek forgiveness. I think you are different people. There is no need for any forgiveness. I don't think you are the same man today. Already you have changed. So this is where, this is what we need to understand, that itna instantly that forgiveness is an art, okay? It should be done in such a way that the person who is forgiven shouldn't even know he was forgiven. Forgive, I'm forgiving you, okay? That means you're still trying, you're still not forgiven. We are only convincing ourselves by saying, देखो माफ किया ना. Who are we trying to remind? Very careful on these things. इतने अच्छे से माफ कर देना कि सामने वाले को पता भी नहीं चले गलती भी हुआ था. That is the level where we need to reach. And then what happens is, when Buddha is walking many years later, is walking through a forest, there is a dacoit named Angulimal. Okay, why he is named Angulimal is because he has killed people on the way. He's a dacoit, and he has cut off the thumbs, and then from the thumb of whoever he has looted and killed, he has made a mala and he is wearing it. His goal was 100 anguli, okay, 100 thumbs, a mala. Then I am, something kind of thing. So this he has done. So now when Buddha has come, he is also the last person, I think, the 100th candidate. Buddha is walking, and this fellow is, in full speed coming in front and saying, stop where you are. So Buddha just stops and says, I stopped long back. When are you going to stop? And this man just looking at Buddha in his, peaceful place, he just falls on his feet, forgetting from dacoit to, direct promotion ho jata uska. So this is what we need to do. He also has reached a place. Earlier somebody did something, but later nobody was harming. Then there was his own cousin who had pushed a boulder so that, Buddha will be crushed under it. So all these things reflect somewhere that some little things are always left in us. If these masters have little left in us, we definitely have little more left in us. So suddenly when somebody comes and shouts, or, don't think I have been practicing so much, ye kahan se aa gaya, kind of, no, I'm having little, it's okay, it will come. I will understand my truth and I will deal with it as required. So the work is on ourselves. All the time we have to work only on ourselves. Anything happening around you, it's very strange. But if somebody is crying in front of me, I am responsible. I am responsible, not for making them cry. Somewhere I am involved. We have to take the responsibility. That's very important, that if I'm seeing this, not for making them cry, okay? It's because I'm seeing this. If I'm seeing this, then there is something within me that's reflecting this. So then I have to work on myself. It's a constant work on the self. Constantly we have to work only on ourselves. So the work is that we chant, we try to calm the mind, we do the yogasana, we try to be as peaceful as possible. The minute we try to bring the peace within us, everything else will follow. So don't worry. When you're peaceful, you cannot lie. Truth is just a result of ahimsa. So if you're in ahimsa, then truth is there. The next comes Satya Pratisthayam Kriya Phala Shrayatvam. So this means Satya is truth, and when you have mastered it, or you have attained it, or you have done it for a long time, being in the truth, like even Radhika was reminding us of last session, truth is, it's definitely something that is inside us all. That's truth is me, okay? All the coverings have to go. Coverings have to go. Whatever we are masked with, that has to go. And what lies within is pure truth. Why, when the sages and everybody, even when we are in no mind state, the pure consciousness or the intelligence is reflecting outside, the truth only can come out. That's why I said inner voice is also truth. Doesn't matter what it says. So the truth will come out. That's the truth. Inner voice, truth, it will reflect actually. That's the inner intelligence. That's the consciousness which will reflect in a state of no mind. It is like the moon reflecting in a still lake and the moon reflecting in a lake which has too many ripples. That is the difference. The yogas chitta vritti nirodha, the second sutra is what Patanjali is trying to say of the first chapters, the chitta vritti nirodha. So he is saying the chitta, the consciousness, or the mind, the full mind. Usme there are too many vrittis, too many modifications, too many variations, too many thoughts, too many things. If there are so many ripples, then you can never be calm. You can never reach a state of meditation, dhyana, samadhi, ये सब कभी नहीं पहुंचेगा. To see the pure reflection of the self, to see the moon reflecting as a complete circle, exact full moon, imagine. For that, the lake cannot have a single ripple. It has to be very still. So the mind has to be stilled for us to reach a state of meditation. So now what should we do? Shouldn't we meditate? We should still try to meditate. We should still try to meditate. We should sit down, try to do breathing techniques, try to calm down, center ourselves. 1 minute hua to bhi theek hai, आधा घंटा hua to bhi, but don't stop anything. Keep the discipline of working towards it. Okay, and don't know when that state will suddenly be attained, so we have to work towards it. So what here they say, Satya Pratisthayam Kriya Phala Shrayam. Kriya Phala is the fruits of your Kriya. Phala is fruits, Kriya is action. Fruits of your actions are easily received when you are in truth. So it is understood in two ways. Ki jo bola wo sach ho jata hai. One, naturally, because the inner intelligence is naturally reflecting the truth, and the truth is what is. So that's reflected. Or whatever sankalpa or whatever you think in that peaceful state, the truth, you will naturally say ki this is the right thing, we'll do it. It will come through you. And suddenly you will see that you have done it and all the fruits are also coming. So that's because your will was successful. Because your will came from a space of pure intelligence and not from the mind. The pure intelligence was willing it and not your desiring mind. The desiring mind is the front layer, which is very much stuck with our senses on the horses. It's riding all the horses on the merry-go-round. So unto thine own self be true is what I read somewhere. Unto thine, THINE, own self, be true. So be true to yourself. It means be true to yourself. Doesn't matter what you have to say, where, be true to yourself. Come what may. खुद को झूठ बोलना ही नहीं, किससे भी नहीं बोलना है, खुद को सच में रखना है एंड उसकी तरफ वर्क करना है. ये नहीं कि हाँ ओके आई एम दिस, अभी क्या करें एंड देन बी डिप्रेस्ड. नो, you look at yourself and you see, well, okay, this is my truth. Okay, I need to change. What and all do I need to do? Which mask do I need to throw? Work on it. It's okay. It's perfectly fine. Only then we can. And we have met a lot of people actually who will say, no, I've never told a lie. And that's the biggest lie. I'm never jealous, I'm never jealous. I'm never greedy. I'm never, we all have these little within us. One or two may not be there, but the remaining are there. Something or the other is there within us, definitely. Maybe not highlighting, but somewhere deep within, thoda thoda rehta hai. So will not, somebody says, I know everything, I'm Sarvagyani. So that's the biggest lie anybody can hear, because there is nothing called Sarvagyani. Because Sarva kya hai, uska definition hi nahi. What is Sarva? What is the whole? Who knows? Nobody knows, right? Radhika says, for every action, there is a desire behind it. For every desire, there is an intention behind it. Yes? So, every action, there is a 100%. And every action comes from a thought. Now, I have a thought. For a long time, I hold on to the thought, it will result in an action. So, from where the thought came, this also we need to think. The thought came from a desire. And the desire came from my tendencies, my samskaras, my impressions, which is constantly renewed and renewed and renewed. We right now, honestly, are trying to break samskaras. And it's the toughest thing we are doing. Toughest thing. Because samskar todna is, I'll tell you a story so you'll know what I'm saying. Many years ago, there was a Buddha, golden Buddha ka idol in a village. Okay. Now it's so beautiful that every villager would just love sitting in front and praying. Now what happened was there were invaders. Okay. Another country came and they came on horses and they were invading the whole village and looting the village. So that time they got scared that they will destroy the golden Buddha. So all the villagers came together and they put mud, they put cement, concrete and stone and everything and covered the Buddha totally into black. Okay, golden Buddha became black Buddha. Now when the invaders came, they saw, acha, and this is not even worth, they did not even look at it because it's not valuable. Suppose it was of gold, they would have broken it and taken it. Now they saw it's stone, so they didn't even look at it. But they lived there for a long time. And by then another generation came up and nobody knew that the Buddha was of gold. Okay, a couple of generations passed, invaders left, but generations passed. But still they would pray because it's a Buddha. So then a small child was sitting at the in front of the Buddha and praying to the Buddha. And suddenly due to wear and tear, one part of the Buddha's foot chipped and fell off. The stone chipped and fell off. And the child saw gold shining from within. And he ran and told all the villagers, I think there is something inside this which is not this color. They all came with hammers and all kinds of instruments. They broke and broke and broke, and then all the stone and mud and everything was gone and the golden Buddha was revealed. We are right now hammering only. What we are doing to ourselves is we are trying to reveal the golden Buddha who we are. So whenever something is said or it feels like, oh my God, am I this? It's so hurting. Oh, this is a tough session. It's because it is tough because we are being hammered. And if the hammering is never done, never is the golden Buddha going to be revealed. We can stay with the stone. So that is the truth that we are trying to reveal by hammering. So be prepared for the pain. The pain is self-inflicted because we only wore all those masks. We only have to remove it, right? So this was the story of the golden Buddha. So Kriya Phala Shrayatam, yes, whatever you will happen. Don't worry about that. Radhika has written, for every action there is a desire behind every desire. There's an intention, neither the action nor the desire, but the intention behind it may be bad. Yes, the intention is very important. What the bhav we say, or the intention behind an action, is based on again the desire part or the samskara part, which makes us do some things, and the intention arises कि मुझे इसको harm करना है. But the action itself may be very sweet and we may be fooled by it. Or somebody wants to really help someone and might, with a pure intention, like a mother with a pure intention, feeds the child with bitter medicine. So the intention is pure, the action is bad, looks to be bad. या मे बी गुस्से में आके दे भी देगी, तू पीता क्यों नहीं है दवा करके, which is okay because the intention is very pure. Action is not pure. It looks like, oh my God, what is this action, you know? But the desire is there of the mother, the attachment is there, that I want my child to be healed because I want my child. Attachment is still there, yes. So all these things are very interesting. So yeah, action or desire, and neither the action nor the desire are bad, but the intention behind it maybe. We need to be very clear about intentions. So at least we don't know about others, let us fix our intentions. That helps us. So whenever we are out to do an action, we have to fix the intention. What is my intention behind this? तो कुछ बोलने से पहले सोचो, कुछ करने से पहले सोचो. These are manageable, but the thought level, कुछ thought आता है, उसमें कैसे सोचेंगे? How do I think before a thought? See, I'm saying very clearly, before maybe shouting or before saying even a word, think twice. Before doing an action, think twice. Before thinking how to think twice. Who is the watchman there? So because the action has resulted from the word, what word or action has resulted from the thought only. It is not possible that there was no thought and the action happened. Impossible. And sometimes we say, मेरे मन में बिल्कुल नहीं था, पता नहीं कैसे हो गया, अभी नहीं था. But uska, without the seed, we are saying the apple came or the fruit came. Not possible. Seed was there. We were not aware probably, or we were not probably, looking at the seed. But the flower has come means it was there with it. Impossible otherwise. So जो आया वो था अंदर, which is cool. But thought के पीछे कैसे सोचे? So don't entangle with the thoughts. For that we need another watchman in between. We spoke in Gita also. Watchman बहुत जरूरी है. Thoughts are, look at it. Look at it, because they are going to be in trouble. You're going to be in trouble if the thoughts are you are going to entangle with anything. If one thought, okay, how simply we'll do it is, if one thought is troubling you throughout the day, then that's going to slowly result into word or action. So be careful of that. At least, जो random thoughts आ रहा है, उसको ध्यान मत दो. But if you're holding on to one thought and it's coming again and again and again and again, that one will eventually result in some action. That's surely going to come. And when we don't know, because today 24 hours I thought of something, tomorrow I didn't think, but day after tomorrow that action happened. What I was thinking 2 days before, 20 days before, 2 months before. So if you feel not comfortable with that thought, then stop holding on to it. Another way is replace. We'll do it later. That's the coming sutras, the Pratipaksha Bhavana, wherein the opposite has to be thought. Like suddenly I'm feeling something wrong is going to happen, something wrong is going to happen. It's happening since morning to evening. I'm thinking of that. Start your prayer, start your chanting, start replacing that thought as far as possible. So at least there'll be equal weightage of that thought and the positive things that we have done throughout the day. So be very careful. Okay. When something is consistently going in your mind, it's going to happen as an action. Whatever it is. And we don't know whether that's good for us or not. It could seem very good. Like some actions we know it's not good, but some we feel it may not be good or bad, but we don't know how it's going to come out for us. We never know. Sometimes we feel by doing this, I'll harm myself. But surprisingly, it may help us. We have no clue actually. So the best part is whether the thought seems to be good or bad, don't entangle. Because by entangling with our thoughts, we are in the past or the future. We are not in the present. So it's a lie. Simple. So entangling and riding the horse of one thought leads us into areas which is not the present moment. So when the minute I'm out of the present moment, I'm in a lie. I'm in the bubble of lies. It may look beautiful. It could be an ashram, but it is lie. So we have been trained and conditioned to think that temple, ashram, अच्छा है, मॉल, सिनेमा गंदा है. ऐसा नहीं है, वो सब ठीक है अगर तुम्हारा state of mind ठीक है. If you're in a good state of mind, everything is fine, doesn't matter. But if you're not in a good state of mind, then don't go anywhere. Just sit quietly. Because the temple is also a waste and the mall is also a waste. The cinema is also a waste. You're not going to enjoy anywhere. You're not going to be in the moment to be enjoying anywhere. So don't go only. Just sit quietly. Or you go to a place where somebody can uplift your thought. That is satsanga. Make sure to keep satsanga. Okay, that's the most important thing. Being together in a group of people where each one is uplifting another by purifying the thoughts, or by actions, or by words or deeds, or whatever it is, be in such company more and more. That way our other thoughts get subdued naturally. Okay. So then 2.37 we'll go to asteya. What is asteya? Anybody knows what is asteya? It's non-stealing. Yeah, Radhika. So you can type it, no issues. So basically it means everywhere where I read, non-stealing. But we won't steal. Normally we won't steal things or money or something maybe from people. Do we steal? What we steal? We steal time from people. We steal so many things. Come on, everybody, start typing. Let me see what and all we steal. The chat box is open. So you can type, and those who are on the mobile or the app can also check the chats. If you click, you can read the chats, you can type there. You steal happiness from someone? No. Others' peace of mind? No. This you feel from your side, that somebody is stealing your happiness. Somebody is stealing your peace of mind. They can't. They can't. They can't steal the happiness and peace of mind. It's your state of mind which is reflecting that. More than that, what we generally take, what is it, of being violent? Yeah. The point of asteya is not technically stealing, but holding what is not mine. Okay? Holding what is not mine. Hoarding, H-O-A-R-D-I-N-G, is aparigraha, wherein I am collecting things and keeping somewhere. That's a different story. That will take up, that's the fifth viyama. Now we are in where non-holding, H-O-L-D-I-N-G, where I don't hold other people's things. What I feel belongs to another, I should not take. Simple funda. वो उसका है, मुझे नहीं चाहिए. Very simple. Okay. It will also come in areas where you are not supposed to overeat. We are not supposed to overeat also. We are not supposed to oversleep. We are not supposed to over-exercise. Because doing over is also wrong. We are trying to push things which are not supposed to be done. Overdoing things is also kind of stealing your own digestive system's capacity to work by holding more food, trying to hold more whatever, pushing yourself too much. Be careful. It's non-holding. It's a different thing basically. कुछ किसी का जो है उसको harm नहीं करना, उसको लेना नहीं. Don't hold it. So we have to think on this aspect. Where and all am I taking which is not mine? Nature. We destroy nature a lot. Unknowingly, this leads to himsa. Unknowingly, naturally, it leads to himsa. Because if I'm overeating, I'm destroying my body and I'm doing himsa. If I'm oversleeping, the circadian rhythm, I'm destroying my rhythm of sleeping and I've destroyed everything. My hormones are destroyed, so it is himsa. So it's very strange that all these are like limbs connected to each other. The ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. All these are like one body and different limbs are there. If you do one, everything follows naturally. So if you think that I want to be just in ahimsa, the rest will naturally follow. Because you can't take something which belongs to another. Naturally, you can't. Where does this come from? That we need to understand. Where does this asteya come, arise from? Where does this arise from? Think of this. We all need to think, from where does this asteya? It arises from the space of lack. Matlab, I want, jahan pe aaya. That means I want something. That means I don't have it already. I want love, okay? I want money, I want a relationship, I want this, I want that, I want a house, property ho, people ho, jobs ho, career ho, fame ho, name ho. The wherein the word comes, I want, means we are in a different space. We are in a space of lack. मतलब मेरे पास नहीं है. We are functioning from the space of poverty. And that is not nice. That space is not nice for anyone. It's not nice for anyone. So be very careful of this. Asteya pratisthayam sarva ratnopasthanam. Ratna upasthanam means you will get all the jewels. Ratna. Imagine. If asteya is mastered or gained, you will get all the jewels, is the wealth of the world. So for that, we have to function from the space of, Aishwaryam. To understand asteya, function from the space of Aishwarya. Aishwarya is where I have abundance. I have abundance. That doesn't mean we hoard it. The very thought that I am functioning from abundance helps me to love, helps me to share, helps me to give whatever I have to others, helps me not to hold something in myself for myself separately, just helps me to share everything I have naturally. That is very beautiful because it comes from that space. Okay, so that means we have to remove the feeling of poverty. To understand asteya, we remove the feeling of lack. We feel Aishwarya. I have everything. God has given me everything. And right now, your bank account may not have money. Okay, your cupboard or purse may not have too much money. But when somebody says anything, just feel I have everything that God can imagine to give me today. And feel the Aishwarya. And then share. The more we share, whatever it is, that you see, you'll get more and more. I'm saying sharing, not throwing. Okay, how we give is different. Arey dena pad raha hai, de raha hai, aisa nahi. Give it with love, share with love, and you will see that that comes back in abundance to you. If you give time to others, time comes to you. If you give love to others, love comes to you. If you give money, surprisingly, money comes to you. The more I have given, it has always, filled back. I don't know how it works. जितना देते हैं उतना वापस आ जाता है. कुछ भी. It could be anything. Okay, a simple example. There is one time when we were in Bangalore and my spouse was working and in the company during Deepavali, they were giving lot of the sweets and all. So I didn't know what to do with so many sweets. So the minute he will come and enter the gate, we have a different house. He enters the gate, I'll say sweets hai. I will not even open there and there. I will disperse it to somebody. Either the driver who has come or somewhere, udhar ka udhar, because we know who is going to eat so much. So then and there it will be dispersed. I said, itna sweets leke kya karenge? Aisa hota. Then I used to say, dry fruits, whatever would come in the house, I would give away. The more I give, the more it will come. If there were a bag of dry fruits, I would say, no, we should not have so much. I'll give away. Next day, somebody will give a full gift box of dry fruits. Third day, again one box. Really, Simran is right. Whatever you give comes multifold actually. Because the point was, I said, we don't want this so much. Whatever is needed, this much we can keep. Rest all has to go away. The more I give, the more it comes. Somebody else comes and gives a bigger box. So then I understood this trick that whatever we give, it just keeps coming. But normally you would say, nee, dry fruits I'll keep, sweets I'll keep. Then I'll observe that only sweets keep coming and dry fruits don't come again. Be very careful. So what we will do is, whatever you feel that you need more, you should actually divide and distribute more. जो भी चाहिए, if you feel अरे यार कोई मुझे प्यार ही नहीं करता है, start loving others and you see how much people will love you, how much. It's very natural. But we don't want to, we are seeking, we are in the space of want. That is not asteya. Asteya is where I am not holding on to anything. I am just giving. I am just sharing. That's how we understand Asteya. जो है बांट दो, जो है दे दो. क्या करना है लेके वैसे भी. Really, we have to think so much space. Like, it's very strange, but this thought also comes like when I used to stay in Abu Dhabi, we had a smaller house and the hall was small. We had to conduct satsangs where 50, 60, 70 people have entered and no place to sit, small kitchen. It used to be so much of a struggle that I used to think, oh God, had I got a bigger place, people would have been more comfortable, bigger hall. And so when I moved to Sharjah, as you can see, the hall is huge, but only the first 1.5 years or something, like up to December 2020 or January 2020, people used to come, we used to do yoga and all that. It was always filled. And after that, for the last couple of years since COVID, the hall is empty, actually empty. You can hear the echo in my voice. There is no furniture also, it's empty. So then I feel, am I holding on to this? What should I do with this? Because we don't know what to do with this. The point of taking this place, bigger hall, so that more people can come. If no people are going to come, what am I going to do with this? This stays in the mind. To this extent, we have to think, अगर मुझे ज़रूरत नहीं है, मुझे तो ज़रूरत है ही नहीं. But if people are also not going to use this, why am I even holding this place? यहाँ से we have to start. If I have something, it's for others, not for only me or only, it could be for relatives, it could be for friends, it could be for anybody. So you have to share. The more we share, the more we get. That is Asteya. Okay, so anybody has any questions? Or is it like everybody is very silent today? Typing or speaking, I don't know. I'm waiting. All of us are digesting it, okay. I hope you don't need Pudinhara. Jalasil. Okay. Allow it to digest very aram se. Wearing, see, I had written somewhere. Yes, Simran. Yeah, Murli. Talk, sing.
Simran ji will speak, yeah. Simran ji, aap boliye.
One very taza example of what you think and what you give, you get it back, or how you feel ये मुझे नहीं आना चाहिए, ये मुझे नहीं आना चाहिए. For example, next week का जो मुझे पूरा आज लिखना था, मैंने सोचा मैं ये नहीं करूंगी, मुझे ये नहीं करना है. Exactly वही मुझे आया. जो हम सोचते हैं कि ये नहीं होना है, because we are contemplating more on that only, so it comes back to you.
100% it does. Because all your energy went there.
Then how I worked on it, yes, now it has come to me. It's my challenge to accept it, face it. आज बैठ के सब चीज अच्छे से लिखा, 100% concentration था. Unlike other days, हाँ तुम एक हाथ sentence, like you know, if you look here or somewhere, miss हो जाता है. लेकिन आज एक भी word इधर से उधर नहीं miss हुआ है. That was the best part of it.
So I hope next time somebody else is taking up that big challenge. Simran had a 1.5 hour challenge. Next time you'll get only 1 hour. Yeah, Murli.
Yeah, I mean, there was just a clarification, we were talking about the mask part of it, I'm sure we all understand a bit of it, but even identity, is a mask, basically. A lot of things we misunderstand because we tend to feel that mask is something like, kind of it's not my true self. I've developed this mask, but mask is a training. A person can be just a normal person. Bachpan se what the teachers train, what the parents train, what the society trains, what the television and media and all those train. And a person grows up with all these identities. A simple thing, I'm a man, is a mask. I'm an Indian, is a mask. My religion is a mask. All this makes me behave as per my mask, as per my identity, not my true self.
Yes.
Is that
100%? 100%. No. Everything is conditioning. Everything is conditioning. That's what we are searching, who we are. in behind all this. Because definitely, it's no, my identity is not being an Indian or American or whatever it is. That's not my identity. Jati, Desha, Kala, Samaya shouldn't define or decide who I am. These are virtues that are within us and should be reflecting naturally outside. Naturally, we should be in ahimsa. Naturally, truth nahi ho raha hai. It's because of these, masks, these identity clashes. So, yeah, Radhika, I think you're either typing or going to say something. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to share a very small personal experience here with a very recent example. I did my MBA here in Germany, and I was studying in a very international group. And we had people from all walks of life and from all different countries, even South America, Chile, Brazil, Iran, and Indians, Germans, all different nationalities. And we had a group activity where we had to be together, and the challenge was that there was a girl from North America, and I was asked that she asked that what is something that she was asked by the professor that what is something that you don't like about Radhika, and she said what I don't like about her is that she's very nice to everybody. That's what I don't like about her. And I was kind of little taken aback in that time that why is it a negativity, a point of negativity that I'm nice to people? But yeah, I come from India, as Murliji said, I come from India. We are more open, more acceptance is there, tolerance is more in comparison to other people, maybe. But I don't want to name nationalities here. So I said, okay, I'm more open. And then the professor asked this girl back, but what is wrong about it that she's nice to everybody? And she said, uh, I have grown up in such a culture wherein if she's nice, if somebody is nice to me and somebody is nice to the other person, it's hard for me to trust her that she's nice with me also, she's nice with the other person as well. So where is that thing to differentiate that is she really like this, or can I put my trust in her? Can I share things with her? So in that way, I think, or I understood it in that time, that it's really next to impossible to be always be yourself when you are out in that world out there. But the the thing which may help us as a person or an individual is that when you leave home or when you are outside, remember you are a pure soul. You have no agendas with other people, and you are operating right now at a different space, and you are just supposed to have that particular mask for a certain period of time frame, but still not putting the negative aspects into your personality. And when you come home, again, affirmation, give that affirmation to yourself that who I am basically. Because when we reach home, when we come home, we don't affirm good statements back to us. And then we are kind of carried away what the other person thought of me, why she said like that, and so on. So for me personally, I practice today also when I'm at work, since I'm in home office right now, but when I go to work, it's okay, whatever is happening is happening. But when I come home, I reaffirm that what I feel for myself as a person and what other feels, and now because of Bhagavad Gita, things are more clear, and what other people are feeling is just they are reflecting their mind.
Yes.
So
It's
this is what one example I thought I may share with you all, that unmasking or keeping a mask and how far you should keep a mask. It's okay, keep a mask. I'm not saying don't keep a mask. Be authentic, with the mask, also be authentic as far as possible.
Yes.
And
The mask, Radhika, here the mask is necessary. Like in COVID, it's necessary, but without being, losing your true self.
yes,
At no point should we lose who I am, at least for yourself. Then it's fine.
that's exactly what I said. Keeping the mask, but with your authenticity, that who you are.
Yes.
And reaffirmation of
Perfect.
such statements will keep you intact with your physical body identity, whatever you identify yourself as.
Yes. Perfect.
Please
It's very
correct
important.
me if I'm wrong. Yeah, please. It is just
No,
my
it's correct.
opinion on it.
Yeah, it's mask with awareness.
Mask
That's
with
fine.
awareness. Yes.
Perfect. Brilliant.
It's very important actually to, wear the mask. Like in COVID also, we're wearing the mask. It's very important. But in what has happened is we have forgotten that we're wearing the mask. That's the problem. After coming home also, imagine you're wearing the mask and roaming. Then you don't know who you are. So when you come home, you have to throw it. Half of you all might be forgetting for at least 10 minutes to remove the mask, Kam chalu hai, you're doing so. I forgot to remove my mask only. We do that. That shows that even in real, why we need to wear a mask when we go outside is just to be careful that you are not lashed at. It's that hissing of the snake, basically. So it's a protection, but not protection from who you are. It's a protection from what could come on you. Like in a rain, when it's raining, you take the umbrella. That's all. That's just a safety measure. But beyond that, the authenticity should continue. It's very important to be who we are, to be in the present and be you actually. Be you. No mask. With yourself. So be truthful to yourself. So with yourself, no mask. Outside, as required, take care. But within yourself, if we mask our own self and try to not look at who I am, then you're in big time trouble. Big time trouble. So be very careful of that. Okay. So we'll close. I think Brahmacharya is there, and then and that's also a beautiful topic. What we think is Brahmacharya is not Brahmacharya. It may take a whole session, and then we'll go to Aparigraha. Okay. After that, we have 5 niyamas also. So that is also very good. Shaucha, Santosha, Tapasya, like Tapaha, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana. So those are the 5 again. The last 3 compiled together, most of us could have reached that stage where we are working on the last 3, like the Tapaha, Swadhyaya, the self-reflection, and the Ishvara Pranidhana, wherein I surrender to the self or to the divine. So if these 3 are being practiced, we are in Kriya Yoga. It's compiled together as Kriya Yoga. So Kriya Yoga is that part where these 3 niyamas are reflected upon or worked on, basically. So we'll discuss all that. And Brahmacharya is also very interesting. And Aparigraha is not too much of a discussion, but remember that we are holding. And in Aste, remember, never we are going to take anything that does not belong to me. Okay, so when somebody is shouting at you or abusing you or praising you or raising you to the 7th heaven, you're not taking it. It does not belong to us. So we thought, Are gali de rahe, I'm not going to take, but somebody is saying so nice things about me, let me collect it. No, we are not going to take anything. Okay, because it does not belong to us. It belongs to the body, it will be with the body. It does not belong to me. Neither the praise nor the abuse belongs to me. That is Aste. Okay, so we'll close and we'll continue. Murli ji, aap kar rahe Shanti mantra?
Oh, I thought it was next week. Anybody who wants to, I don't mind.
Do it. Whichever you want. I mean, it doesn't matter. You know, okay. Which are you doing?
Purnamataha Purnamidam.
Okay, done. Okay.
Om Purnamataha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Matre Namah.
So, with a nice thought, and enjoy everyone. Stay blessed. Love you all. Okay, it was a very peaceful discussion today.
Murliji, I really like what you said, mask with awareness.
Yes, superb. Very good.
That's
So,
a
yeah.
new term which we have, he has coined out, mask
Right.
with awareness. Bye
Good one.
everyone.
Super.
See you
Bye,
next.
everyone. Love you all. Stay blessed and see you again soon. Bye. Thank you.